Hello, welcome. This is Night Nutmeg Podcast. My name is Princeton, and welcome to the channel once again. Today, we're discussing Black Stars of Ghana. They lost 2-1 to Nigeria in the Unity Cup on Wednesday in London. It means that Ghana are yet to beat Nigeria since qualifying for the 2022 World Cup at the expense of the Super Eagles in 2022. So we're going to talk about three things: the good, the bad, and the ugly in that encounter. We know that the Black Stars of Ghana had to play with a lot of French players in the game, the likes of Kudus and all the other guys like Inaki Williams were all missing in the game. Of course, Antoine Semenyo was also missing in the game. So Otuado had to rely on some French players who was caught up into the team. Kwame Poku was caught up into the team. Christopher Bones, who was very exceptional in that debut. We're going to talk more about him later on in the discussion. But if you like the video, kindly hit the subscribe button, and so that you can get all the videos when I drop them on the channel. So let's start with the ugly part of this game. Of course, the Black Stars were very, very poor in the first half, and I was very, very disappointed in watching that game. It looked like they didn't have any sort of plan in terms of attacking. Yes, of course, a lot of players that played in the game were playing together for the first time. Razak Simpson and the other guys in the game, Ambrosius, they were playing for the first time together. So you understand why the lack of communication over there. But I think at the back in the defense, Razak Simpson again didn't live up to the billing. I think that he failed to make a strong case for the home-based players who people have been calling for their inclusion in the Black Star squad. And it's high time that he stepped up his performances when he's on the field. Yes, in the Ghana Premier League, he's deemed to be one of the best defenders. Probably there are a lot of doubts on that, but I think that the national team at the highest level, you will be tested enough, and so he really has to step up when there are things like that. I thought the strategy in the first half also was a bit problematic. The lineup playing Kwame Poku and Jordan Ayew on the flanks didn't really help Kwame Poku. He's a player who will thrive when he's alone in the box, and he has a lot of passes that he can feed on, but he lacked that source in the first half, and the Black Stars were not able to find the attackers in the box. But I mean, in the second half, things changed, and so kudos to Otuado for changing things in the second half, and I think that the game just changed a little bit in that half. The Black Stars considered all the two goals in the first half, and again, the lack of experience in the team, the lack of concentration also in the team. The second goal was a set piece. We could see that Ndidi and the other guys were confusing the Black Star defenders in the penalty area, and then the free kick came in, and they scored that second goal. Again, the first one, of course, was a big mistake from Razak Simpson. He was not aware of his positioning, not aware of the striker, Nigerian striker, trying to find space behind him. And when you are in the box alone as a striker, as a defender, you really have to make sure that you are aware of whoever is surrounding you in the box. And I think that's Razak Simpson really failed to step up in the game. Now, to the good part of it, I think that Benjamin Asari is gradually cementing his position in the national team for a long time. Yes, he's old, but I think that he's very close to cementing that position. Of course, Otuado has mentioned that he is the number one choice, but I think that it takes just one mistake, one bad game or two games, and then people will start looking at who could replace Benjamin Asari in the goalpost. But I thought it was another game that he proved, yes, he's the guy. He has that sort of presence in the box. Yes, there were some instances in the first half that he misplaced passes, but I think that it was a team problem in the first half of the game. They were all struggling to keep up the pace and play through the pressure of Nigeria. So I mean, Benjamin Asare, kudos to him, is really showing that he is a guy to keep the goalposts. Yes, he might not be up to the highest standard, but I think if we look at the options that we have, he is certainly the best right now to be in a goalpost for Utuado's side. So hopefully he'll give us more good performances in the game. Now, I mean, the good part of it again is that he has experience, and goalkeepers are expected to reach their peak at that stage, at that age. So I hope to see more from him. And then again, Black Stars got a consolation goal from Brandon Thomas Asante. His only third appearance in the Black Stars jersey. It was very, very impressive in that goal. Again, that was a very brilliant team move from the Black Stars. From the left hand side, the Black Stars, I think in recent times, have not really done well in terms of balanced attacks from all angles. But the left flank is a very good source for the Black Stars to score goals, and that is how we saw the cross from the left hand side. And Asante scored, yes. And so going forward, he's given us some hope that in the absence of Jordan and the other guys, Semenyo, even Inaki Williams, who's not really been impressive in the middle of the front line, Brandon Thomas Asante, I think that has given us some glimpses of hope that he is the one for the future to consider to replace Jordan Ayew in that line. Now, the brightest part of the game is Christopher Bonsu, the 20-year-old who plays for Genk. Very, very impressive. So natural as a winger. He's not really restricted. Takes on players, and he makes things happen. And I think that he was a guy making things happen on the flanks. In the first half, he didn't really have space to operate, and then Utuado made changes in bringing Yenchure on the right wings, and so he had a lot of space in the half spaces up front to take on players. He created some good chances. The Jordan Ayew big chance, for example, was very key, but he missed. And I think that Christopher, I mean, for me, I've known him for a while back in the senior high school. He's one guy that we all saw and thought that he would go far. And I think on your debut against Nigeria with that performance means that this chap has a lot of things up for him in the future. He's not just a good midfielder. He's a talented man, and for him to take on the shoulder everything in the game and take on the Nigerians and make sure that things are happening in the game for the Black Stars means that he's one guy Utuado should have in his plans moving forward, because we rarely see performances like this. And I agree with people who say that this is probably the best debut a player has given the Black Stars since Christian Atsu in 2012 against Lesotho. We don't usually get these type of players who would take on players. And I think that football is lacking, or even Ghana football is lacking players like that. And so to have Christopher, who would not, who's an outlier, who would make sure that he can create something out of the coach's plans. He can create some magic. You need that sort of players in your team, and we'll see Lamine Yamal doing that for Barcelona. So, I mean, it's a very, very good thing to have Christopher Bonsu. Yes, the Black Stars lost in the semi-final against Nigeria, but there's a third place game against Trinidad and Tobago on Saturday, 11:30 Ghana time. So we'll see how the team will bounce back. But again, it's a good exercise. I am sure that the JFS plan to bring the players up to shape and try some new things even before the September qualifiers against Mali and the other teams in the World Cup qualifiers. So this is a very, very good opportunity for Etuado to change some things, correct some mistakes in the team, and make sure that the team is better in rest defense, because I think that when they're attacking, sometimes they lack that defensive structure to make sure that teams do not attack them easily. And I think it's a team that can also thrive when they are given the freedom to attack. And so there are a lot of things to work on. And I think that, yes, with this few months to go into September, this is a very, very good exercise for the team to work on other stuff and prepare well for the World Cup. So it's still good vibes around the team. So these are my talking points from the game: the good, the bad, and the ugly from Ghana's defeat to Nigeria in the Unity Cup in London. So we'll get more updates from the team, and we'll bring you more reactions from the game on Saturday. But if you like this video, thanks for watching, and hit the subscribe button. This is Nutmeg Podcast.